Good morning, students. After summer vacation and exam break, welcome back to our physics class. Hope all of you are fine and relaxed to start a new chapter. And today we will start our new chapter, gravitation. So let us start our today's class. In a solar system, planets move around the sun and the satellites move around the planets. The paths followed by the planets around the sun and by the satellites around the planets are known as orbits. According to Newton's first law of motion, these planets and satellites can move in circular orbits only if some force acting on them. The mystery of the motion of all these heavenly bodies in nearly circular orbits was resolved by Isaac Newton when he observed that an apple fell from a tree towards the earth. Thereafter, he proposed that all particles or objects in the universe attract each other in the same manner as the earth attracted the apple. So, the force of attraction between any two particles in the universe is called gravitation or gravitational force. Newton gave an important law known as Newton's law of gravitation to calculate gravitational force between two objects placed at a certain distance from each other. Newton's law of gravitation was proved by him on the basis of Kepler's law of planetary motion. Now let us discuss what is Kepler's law of planetary motion. Johannes Kepler gave three laws to explain the motion of the planets. Now first law is known as law of orbits. What is law of orbits? Each planet moves around the sun in an elliptical orbit with the sun at one of the foci of the orbit. So what is foci? Foci is the plural of focus. For an elliptical figure, there are two focus. Here you just look at the picture. Dotted line is the major axis of the ellipse and F1 and F2 are the two focus of the elliptical figure. While planets follow the elliptical orbit to rotate around the sun, the position of sun will be at any one of the foci of the orbit, that is either at F1 or F2. Kepler's second law is known as law of areas. The line joining the sun and the planet sweeps out equal areas in equal interval of time. Now let us discuss this law. Here you just look at the figure. Let a planet moves from A to B in time t and then it moves from C to D in the same time t and again it's moved from E to F in same time t. Then according to Kepler's law, area of ASB is equals to area of CSD is equals to area of ESF. Kepler's third law is known as law of periods. The square of the time taken by a planet to complete a revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of semi-major axis of the elliptical orbit. So what is semi-major axis? Just look at the picture I have shown here. R is the semi-major axis of the ellipse. So if capital T is the time period for a complete revolution, then according to the law, T square is directly proportional to R cube or T square by R cube is constant. So this much is for today's class and I am sending you one video link separately. Watch the video carefully. It will help you to understand Kepler's law. So thank you for today.